Hello YouTube and welcome to the first War Thunder commentary of a complete match on my channel. Right now we are doing a Yak 38M semi-stock gameplay. I had a pretty good game with it. I got 4 kills. Now let's start it out. We are on the map Afghanistan, and that's pretty cool. And before I tell you why, let's work into the history of the plane. Well, in the 50s, the Soviet Union wanted to have a VTOL aircraft, and they experimented with the VTOL technology by strapping a MiG-19 engine to a weird-looking testbed and didn't get many promising results. And the Soviet Union kind of shifted priorities away from that until the Harrier was flown and was very successful in the Falkland Islands. Well, no, that's a bit too late. But the Harrier was introduced, and the Soviets wanted a counterpart to say, hey, we have a naval-based VTOL aircraft as well. So the Yakolev production line started researching and developing a new plane, and they came up with the Yak 36. Now the Yak 36 wasn't good enough, so they modernized the design, came up with the Yak 38. And that entered service in the mid to late 70s, I'm pretty sure. And after that, you have the premium Yak 38, 9.3 in the premium side of the tech tree. But in the mid 80s, they actually modernized the design by adding a new engine and reinforced landing gear, the Yak 38M. Did carry R60s, but my plane's stock. We do not have them at the moment, unfortunately, but we'll do just good enough in the gun pods, with the gun pods. What my plane is carrying right now are two 23mm twin-barreled autocannons on each side of the wings, with the targeting distance set to 800 meters. Now, as you can see, I'm not running straight into the fight. I'm actually side climbing. And I think for the Yak 38, it's a very important thing to side climb. And that is because it has the worst maneuverability in all of the modern jets. It has a 40-ish second turn time, and it flies like an absolute brick. You're going in a straight line, except for little course adjustments, and if you do course adjustments that are drastic, your speed is gonna go down into the high 500s. And you're going to see a few examples of that in this game. As you can see, there's an F-86F harassing that bomber over there. Now, can I help? You may be saying yes, and if you were in any other aircraft, I would agree with you. But in the Yak 38M's case, this thing turns so slowly that that guy would have been shot down by the time I got there. And by the time I got there, I would have lost so much airspeed that it wouldn't have made a difference and I would have got shot down anyway. So you need to pick your targets carefully. Like, for example, that aircraft, I would have gone for him, but he turned too quickly. So I'm going for this guy who does the worst idea ever and decides to head on me. Then he gets shot down, of course. I would say that's the I don't know. I would say that's the most risky kill in the game. As you can see, the Delta Wing is air braking this plane dramatically. We started in the 900s, 800s in airspeed, and after that turn, we're down to 564. And that's a huge speed reduction, a huge energy reduction. So, if you're flying in the Yak-38, don't try getting your guns on target to the detriment of your speed. If the guy flies past you, let him fly past you. It's just a fact of life in this plane. Until you research the R60s, and that's another story. We'll get back to that when I unlock one. So this F-86 decides to fly in a straight line, which is his last mistake. He does some maneuvers, but it isn't good enough for me. I get his tail and get the kill. Now, as you saw, way before I actually engaged, I saw the target and I flew directly towards him. Like an idiot. No, but the thing you have to do with the Yak-38s is you have to do head-ons for the majority of your stock kills. And if you don't get head-ons, like the first kill was a head-on, the second kill was on the tail, you have to be engaging aircraft that have a lot of energy lost. And with that, you'll be able to get your 23mm gun pods on target, and those will absolutely shred them apart. Like, for example, if I was a bit more, I don't know, a bit better with the gun pod aiming, I could have got that guy when he was less than a click away, but I decided to hold back because I had only 100 rounds remaining. Now, this guy is turning, and if he continued to turn, he would have been out of my gun sights, but this Mr. B2 helped him do some evasive maneuvers. Now, this is his last mistake. He turns around and tries going across me. I start firing, and that is the end of his game. He goes directly back to hangar after that. There's a bit of overkill there, but he crashes directly into the ground after that. And now I have around 60 rounds of ammunition left in the plane. So I start heading over to the airfield. Now I see the F-4E and the Valtor and the what is this plane? Them dogfighting. Now I think if I land here without this guy out of the way, I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna try and head for a head-on of him, even though my real goal is to get to the airfield to reload on ammo. But I'm not gonna force it. If he turns away from the airfield, and it kind of looks like he's trying to turn away from the airfield because he doesn't want to get AA'd, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell him not to do that because that's where I'm going. So I try engaging in a head-on. He disengages. I don't take a big deal out of it, and I still have my airspeed. Now here's the thing: I don't want my airspeed because I'm trying to land here. So start doing some evasive maneuvers, and that does bleed my speed a lot. This thing has no air brakes. I would have used air brakes if it were the case. And it does. But here's the thing about the Yak-38M. Its maneuverability sucks, and I've been telling you that a while, but just look at this. The Yak-38 is not even able to strain up on the runway here. So I do pop out my landing gear, and even though the Yak-38M has reinforced landing gear from the Yak-38, I still managed to take them all off. But, you know, I lived. My pilot, you know, safe and sound. And the Hunter actually shoots down the A4B when he was coming back to do another strafing run. So, I'm safe. I have 3 kills. So the Yak 38M continues to bounce around a bit for 30 seconds. Let me just fast forward this. This just shows how important the conservation of ammo is for this vehicle. I did blow a lot of it on the first 2 kills, but that was because I was not very confident with aiming. And now I risked my life to get more. Now, if I was a bit more conservative with my ammo, I would have been not in that situation, and I could have been able to not get that kill anyway because he was outmaneuvering my bullets. Now, I do pop a order right here, and that was my second major mistake in my opinion, and that's because both the Super Mystere and the Hunter are landed at the airfield, and now only the Valtor bomber is taking off. Now we pop the order and we see the A4B going towards Bagram, and I want to try and engage in a head-on with this thing, because another thing about this aircraft is you have to engage in head-ons if you want to get kills while stock. Because this thing has very good guns with very low velocity, but if you do get a few hits on an aircraft, they're going down pretty much 100% of the time. And that's with most aircraft at this battle rating. But still, you gotta play to its strengths, even when there are few of them at stock. Now the A4 is kind of coming in, and at this point, I don't really realize that it isn't a head-on because that guy is going this way, I'm going this way. So I start going into a turn to try and coax him into a head-on, so if he moved, I would have gotten the kill for sure. But he doesn't fall for the trap, and he starts moving past me. Now that's fine, I still have some airspeed. So I knowingly bleed a bit of speed here to try and get him into, I don't know, this was my third mistake. Because if he got into a turn fight with me and didn't go for that Valtor, I would have died for sure. But now he's smoking, a little bit of his wing is torn off, and I have the entrance for the kill. Now, I should have gotten it outright, but I do just take his tail off and he's still alive. Now the Hunter knows what's up, and huge fan of him for not kill stealing my aircraft there. It was very enticing. I think if I was on his end, I might have kill stole accidentally. Or intentionally, you know, a bit greedy, you know. But huge props to that guy. And that's the last guy. We wrap up the game with 4 kills and a lot of bullets fired. So, yeah, that is the Yak 38M, everyone. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe if you want more content like this. But, you know, I might never upload a video to my channel again. It's really no big deal if you don't decide to subscribe. And, hey, you know, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Okay, see ya.